in through your nose and exhale. Once again, only this next time with the exhale, just kind of release. And just feel yourself getting lighter and lighter in your chest. It's one of those things that you don't really pay attention to, but when you fully take a deep breath with all of your chest, and then you're attentive to the exhale, you can just feel like a weight being lifted off of you. And as you bring your eyes closed, it's really interesting how things feel different when we are using all of our senses, especially the sense of sight. Things kind of are impressed a little differently on us, but when we close our eyes, it's almost as if we're able to feel and tap in a little deeper. I personally believe that it strengthens our intuitive sense, that we have to tap into faculties that go beyond those that are the obvious. We have to tap in more into that unseen realm to really use our senses to really feel what's around us. There's so many distractions, noises, colors, just all the different things, distractions that don't necessarily seem like distractions. And that tends to carry over into electronics, media, and all the many different ways that we have that can take us away from the present moment. When you think about the present moment, at least sometimes the way that I once looked at it, was it seems I'm already here, I'm doing whatever activity that I'm going about. Of course, I'm in the moment. And when in actuality, our minds are focused on the next thing, accomplishing the next task, looking ahead to what is to come, and not really absorbing or really taking in where we are and what we're experiencing now. Measuring and comparing ourselves either to our younger selves or prior performances on different things, just being in a constant state of action. In a lot of ways, it kind of converts us over to doings rather than being a being. So much about the culture in the world just glorifies productivity and activity and action, hustle and busyness, that it can sometimes make us feel as if we have to be active in doing things to be worthy of all the wonderful things that life has to offer. We have to sort of prove ourselves. We have to prove that we're worthy, prove that we're worthy of love and all the different things. When from the moment we opened our eyes, we took that first breath, we had that first cry when we entered into this realm, we were already enough. So in many ways, it turns to a state of awakening. And the misconceptions and the things that we once believed, to just shift to see it in a different light. That we don't have to do or achieve a certain things. We don't have to follow this script of you get of a certain age, you go to college, you get a job, you do this, you do that. We don't have to follow a script way of going about living our lives. Each and every one of us is infused and filled with unique talents and gifts and all of these different things in which we have to enrich the world around us. Things that come naturally, different aspects and extensions of ourselves that can be a blessing to those around us. But through this lens of competition and this lens that we have to fit into a particular box or follow a certain path, We are often led to not see the beauty and the magnificence in ourselves and to think mistakenly that we are less than, but it's someone else because they are in a particular place. They are more than we are. And that couldn't be furthest from the truth. We are all a part of the one consciousness, all each individualized expressions of the divine. The God in me sees the God in you. We are all very unique and outstanding, one of a kind beings, each and every one capable of greater and grander things, things that go beyond our current perception of what we may have accepted as true for ourselves. Any limitations that we have often shaped these limitations and boxes around ourselves, making it so that we have a very tight space in which to move and to live and to have our being. That is all until that higher self within us begins to speak through desire. Desire that starts off as a small, brief whisper, whispering us to take it a little higher, to do more, to expand, to stop living small and limiting ourselves, and just to grow in ways that are frightening or intimidating or making us feel that we have to compare ourselves to the next person that did it to say whether or not we are qualified to do whatever that may be. Our desires, our urgings, our gentle nudges to push us in a particular direction, even if we don't know where to begin, is not by happenstance. It is all by design. And even though as we have these urges, we may not know the particular next step or action, one of the things that we can inevitably and reliably count on is the divine guidance. Infinite intelligence is forever guiding, directing us if we'll but give it the opportunity, the space to listen. In a lot of ways, we call it intuition. That still small voice that tells me to take a right instead of a left. And it's all come through, which is also referred to as our subconscious mind. We are all far wiser than we give ourselves credit for. We have an infinite intelligence within us that is all knowing, ready, available, and willing to guide us and to direct us, to give us whatever guidance we are in need of, to light a path upon our feet, to order our steps one from another to the fulfillment of the desire that has been impressed within us. Allow the desires that you have to be as seeds upon fertile ground, that once planted upon the ground, that's cultivated, that's nourished with the knowing that it will blossom into something beautiful. Even when the winds and the rains and the unwaveringness of the environment and all those things we use with our senses to see what's before us and using it to predict what's next, even in the midst of all of that, holding faith and conviction that the seeds that we planted will bear fruit. It will do just that. As you feel and breathe, notice how that feels within you. To know that lying beside the still waters, laying in green pastures, that everything that you could ever need, hope, desire, does not lay or reside with that wise friend that you go to, that it is already within, always on the ready to give us what we need to be expressed in as and through us as an open channel of expression. Invite in and welcome in ease. As you inhale, freely exhale. Exhale as if there are no worries, there are no cares. As if there are no matters that require your time, energy, and attention at the expense of your well-being. I am open, willing, and available for more good. Flow in as and be expressed in as and through me. You are a divine channel through which exceeding and abundant good can express through you in all aspects of your life, not just in one particular way, but in all assets and aspects and avenues of your life. We are not meant to suffer. We are not meant to endure the ills and the pains of all the various different things that are amplified within the media. All the stresses and strains will come with who is our next president, who is this, who is that, all of the various different things that in a lot of different ways make absolutely no sense. We can all be of this world, but residing at a higher frequency. Untouched by all the waywardness and the ebbs and flows around us. Tap into the feeling that not just the breath that is flowing through you, infusing you with all that you need to sustain you, but that everything else, every desire, being expressed right before your eyes, beyond all seeming appearances. Hold the frequency that every desire, every urge that is seeking to be birthed within you is already done. Releasing the how and the who and by what manner of way that it will come about. Release all of that. Know that the ways of the divine are beyond figuring out. In a million years, if we try to use our intellectual mind to figure out how others and different ways could come together to help to bring our good about, we would literally rack our brains to no end. But what there is for us to do is to trust and believe, and to root our things into those things that are eternal, those things that are unchanging, that were the same yesterday, today, and forever will be. Everything is energy. Everything is alive within us, around us. Everything is ever changing, evolving, and unfolding, but there is that one thing, those eternal verities that are forever unchanged. Filling our mind space with the truths of our being, that it is our birthright. Love is our birthright. Beauty, intelligence, joy, contentment, and every other thing that can uplift us, shifting and evolving our frequency to come up a little higher and a little higher and a little higher. All that we impress onto our subconscious mind is expressed into our outer reality. It is the universal law. So what are we to do with that law is to use it to our advantage. The law is impersonable, doesn't play favorites. There's no highly favored sense in the use of the law. It forever is what it is. You take in and you give consent to and dwell on happy, good thoughts that are affirming who you are, supporting you to stand in your power. And you draw more of the same to you. The input equals the output. Supplant thoughts of fear, doubt, worry, anxiety, and all matter of things, and the output is of the same. So in this day, choose to plant unlimited possibilities. Choose to entertain and to cultivate those things that scare you, not in a fearfully avoidant kind of way in which you have to avoid something out of fear, but in a fearful way that it takes you out of your comfort zone. It puts you in a space that just goes beyond what you may have felt is possible with yourself. All at the same time, it excites you. It enthuses you to a level that perhaps you may not have felt in years. The excitement of the potential and the possibility, coupled with the fact that you probably don't know what to do next, but all surrounded and embedded by the fact that you have this unnerving trust that the divine will never leave you nor forsake you, is nearer than your hands and feet, nearer than even your breath, and that you are never, ever, ever alone. You are forever surrounded, encircled, and protected by a presence that is never in absence. Feel into the inspiration that may take the form of an idea, and being that like attracts one idea sparks another and then you find yourself going into a particular direction, so caught up in the energy and the enthusiasm of things that you don't quite realize what you're doing until you look up and realize that you were halfway to where you thought you did not know where to start. Life is wonderful. The potentialities, the possibilities, endless, endless. I am powerful. I am strong. I am illumined. I am inspired. You were born to win, to succeed. The infinite within you cannot fail. The infinite within you cannot fail means that everything you do shall prosper as long as you have that belief. beyond the lens of the senses in which you can feel and see and predict, and relying on all those older patterns. You already have everything it takes to live life and to live life more abundantly. Sometimes we've gotten so used to limiting ourselves or boxing ourselves, to restricting ourselves to work within this confined space, that sometimes it feels as if we've forgotten how to dream, forgotten how to use our imaginings to see beyond what the eyes and society may say that is reality or is possible. Awaken that imaginative faculty to imagine like a child, beyond any self-imposed limitation, just going beyond, and to just allow yourself to be here now, whatever that answered prayer is. Doesn't have to happen from far off time. It's in the now moment. At the end of the day, all we have is the present. Allow yourself to breathe, to relax, and to let go. Letting go of the stress, letting go of any felt sense of tension or strain, and feel into the victory that is yours. I am illumined. I am inspired. There is no one in all the world quite like me. And whatever it is you feel drawn to, even if it's been done what seems like 1,000 different times, remember, there's no one that can quite do it like you can. No one that can have your perspective, your experiences, and your ability to deliver it in a way in which only you can. You are outstanding. You are unique. There is no one in all the world quite like you. Remember to remain open and available. And as you sit and feel within your space, notice how you feel within your physical body. Notice and feel any ease, any lessening of tension. Feeling into the expansion of the breath. With each inhale, there isn't any conscious limitations to say, I can't breathe too deep because I have lungs and I have ribs and all these other structures. And if I breathe too much, then it may constrict. Notice how that's not even a thought within your mind. You take a deep breath, you take a deep breath. And all that is within and supportive of that is supporting that function and that faculty. Much of the same goes to us and for every other aspect of our lives. Expand, grow, follow, and give scent to that push and that desire. Take it on up a little higher. Model yourself after the breath. Desires more air, it takes more in. Without worry, constraint, or strain of what's going to happen to the lungs. Even in the sense of exercising, the body instinctively knows when to speed up the heart rate, the rate of of respirations and breathing, the blood pressure, all these different things know to adjust. There is not a thing about that process that you have to take in consideration before you go into a set of physical activity. The body accommodates and supports you. These functionalities are not just one dimensional or situational. It applies to everything that we do. As you continue to feel into the breath, tap into your imagination and go but for a moment to a beautiful lake. A beautiful lake that is a little distant from the city in the calm sereneness of almost a countryscape. Not just any countryscape that's surrounded by snow, but a beautiful, almost tropical, mild type of weather. There is a lake. There is a lake that is surrounded by lush green terrain. Serene animals and wildlife that's supportive of the ecosystem. Everything is thriving in harmony. As the light turns to dark and to gray and the night graces this particular area. Notice how the stars in the sky and the moon and all the various different things are reflected on the surface of this beautiful, expansive lake. And as it is reflective, and as you look on from a distance or on far, notice the beauty, the peacefulness, the serenity, as the distinction between the heavens above to the water below almost becomes indistinguishable. For one is mirroring the other, almost to the point if you were not looking on with the faculty of your vision, you wouldn't know where one end started and the other began. Allow that reflection to be mirrored within you. Peace be still. Peace be still. Allow yourself to rest, breathe, and return back to center. Feeling and imbibing in the breath and releasing tension, stress, and strain. Knowing and reassuring yourself that it is okay just to be. For that is what we are. We are beings, not just human beings. We are spiritual beings having a physical incarnation. So much more than the skin, the bones, and the flesh and the blood that is what we see when we look upon the mirror, or what we feel when we feel upon the surface of our skin. The next few seconds, you're going to hear a set of chimes that's going to support you to go even deeper into practice, deeper into the state of rest, of observation, of peace, serenity. Allow yourself to gaze in with your mind's eye to be able to see the stillness of this lake. Allow the reflection of the surface to be but a mirror to the beauty of the heavens above. Peace be still. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Exhale. And just relax. Tune in into the feeling as you feel the breath flow in and out as if you're almost floating from within. The easefulness of the breath as it passes through almost feels like it's almost like a tunnel. Allow it to be your soothing balm, rocking you to a state of peace and stillness, soothing you into a state as you ready yourself for the night. And just a little something to carry with you as you go into the weekend. I was born to win, to succeed. The infinite within me cannot fail. Even when it seems like there's no one around you, feel and remember. Close your eyes, put your hand on your chest, and just breathe. And note that feeling that you feel from within, as well as from the feel of your hand, is affirmation that you are a being that goes beyond flesh. And that you are here to live life and to have it more abundantly, beyond all seeming appearances. You are free to be, to do, and to have your heart's desire by tapping into your imagination and feeling it now. I would like to extend my gratitude and appreciation. I'm truly, truly grateful for you. And I would like for you to do the same for yourself. All too often, we don't show ourselves a little love. So show yourself some love and appreciation. Float your eyes open and welcome back. Hope you feel well rested.
Yeah.
Well, cuddle up, get those blankets, and rest well.
Yes. Okay. I'll see you
Okay.
later.
All
Have a
right.
good
See you.
weekend.
Bye. You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye.